Earlier today, a Utah judge ruled that the transcript and audio recording of a closed-door hearing back in October will be made public. The judge also addressed the issue of how much access the media and public should have to the criminal case against Tyler Robinson as that moves forward. Robinson is accused of shooting Kirk at a Turning Point USA event on the Utah Valley University campus in September. He is facing 7 criminal counts, including aggravated murder. He is not entered a plea yet, but prosecutors have announced their intent to seek the death penalty. NBC News correspondent Morgan Chesky is following the case for us. Morgan, walk us through what the judge decided today and what we could learn from these transcripts that are released.
Yeah, Gotti, this was interesting. Look at today's hearing is kind of building the framework of how this trial will play out. And today was essentially centered around this October hearing, specifically 2 key points of conversation that the prosecution and the defense were presenting in front of the judge. And that is, how should Tyler Robinson be portrayed as this trial goes on? And we know that with these transcripts now being released, both in word form, in text form, and in audio in a couple weeks, you see the photo here of Robinson, Gotti. He's wearing that prevention smock, and we've seen him in his first court appearance in street clothes. What we likely anticipate from this transcript are the arguments by the defense that Robinson should continue to wear street clothes in the trial going forward so as not to essentially paint him in a guilty light here. Another key thing, Gotti, is that of the 80 pages here that the judge had at his disposal, he only redacted about 250 words, and we anticipate those redactions to be key security concerns. How many guards are stationed where, how Robinson gets from point A to point B as this goes forward. And so those are some of the key elements that will likely be released, all in an effort to really improve transparency on what is an incredibly high-profile case here.
And not discussed today, but I know that there's a looming motion over a potential conflict of interest.
This is interesting. So if you remember the scene, Gotti, you had 3,000 people at this Turning Point USA event. One of those people, according to newly unsealed records, was a direct relative of one of the people on the prosecution's team. The defense is now arguing that the Utah prosecutors' entire team has to be removed from this case because of conflict of interest, potential prejudice. They're pointing to the fact that Utah prosecutors argued for the death penalty so quickly following this crime, saying that because they had a family member at that event that that may have impacted their judgment in this case. The hearing for that is in the next few weeks, but we'll be keeping an incredibly close eye on it because this, again, is something that is building the framework for what's likely going to be a highly scrutinized trial.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.